What's up everyone? In this video, I am gonna go through, compare, review and discuss two of what I think are the two best deck boxes for Commander moving into 2025. And the first one is by GameGenic. This is the Sidekick Pro 100 plus XL Convertible, and as you can see, it has a Commander display in front. It fits 100 plus double sleeve cards and it has a dice compartment inside. And the second one is my own brand new 3D printed Quintessential MTG deck box. Now for those of you who have been following this channel for a while, this deck box has existed for close to 2 years now in a couple of different iterations, and I think this is going to be the final iteration of this box. As you can see, it also has a Commander display in front. This box comes in 4 different sizes. It has a sliding lid on top, secured by magnets. And the brand new thing that we've designed and we're launching with this one is the extra dice compartment attachment. So as you can see, it's attached to the dice box behind. It's very secure, it doesn't shake out because it's secured by the lid. It can also double as a token compartment, so you can fit tokens in there if you want. So before we go in depth into the review, I just want to go through a few different criteria I have that makes these two my top picks. Because I do know that a lot of people just love a simple deck box like this, you know, the Ultimate Guard Boulder. I like the clear ones, especially because I can see what's inside. That's a big criteria for me. And I do use these like just for, you know, normal decks. But for my special decks that I put in special sleeves with outer sleeves, decks that I bling out, I do want to have a very special deck box for those decks just because, you know, they're special to me. So my criteria, first of all, as you can tell, is to have a display in front. I want to be able to see what's inside the box without having to open the box. And of course, my second criteria is that the deck box has to be pretty compact. You know, I don't want a huge, monstrous deck box because the bigger the box, the more space it's going to take up in my bag, the more space it's going to take up on the table, and especially if a deck box folds open and, you know, just hinges like this, I don't really like it. One of the reasons why I like these two boxes is because this can be detached and you can just flip it over like this so that it is still a very compact form factor when it's on the table, when it's open. And the third and final thing I want my deck box to be able to do is that it has to fit all the things that I want for the deck. So it has to fit all the cards, all the tokens, and for these kind of decks, I do like to have a dice compartment as well, because sometimes, you know, I have special dice, special counters for those decks. So if these criteria are something that you are looking out for as well, then I think you'll be really interested in both of these deck boxes. So let's get in and compare both of them. Alright, so first of all, let's start with the Commander display. For the GameGenic Sidekick Pro, they actually provide their own display in front. This is their own sliding mini snap, and it's pretty interesting. You can slide it open and close, and it actually detaches all the way, and then you kind of have to slide it back in like that. And this fits either a card by itself, an unsleeved card, or it fits a perfect fit sleeved card. Just on a tangent, you know, one issue I have with these mini snaps are that there are actually visible lines on the mini snap itself. And this is true for the entire product itself. Like, I bought a whole box of these mini snaps and all of them have like a visible line on top and the bottom. I assume it's some kind of manufacturing thing. But anyway, it comes in, it fits very snugly in their box like that. You can see that it's really tight in there. And if you have more of these that you want to put in the box, they do fit inside the Sidekick Pro as well. In comparison, our deck box actually doesn't come with a mini snap. If you want them, you can just add on to your order because it fits a range of different mini snaps. So for example, this one here, this is what we call the standard size mini snap. It's basically the Ultra Pro one. It opens like this into 2 pieces, and it fits also the same as the GameGenic one, which is either an unsleeved card or a perfect fit sleeved card. But in addition to that, this deck box also fits this slim snap, or what we call a full sleeve mini snap, So just for comparison's sake, I'm going to take all three of them. This is the GameGenic one. So the GameGenic one is very similar in profile to the Ultra Pro one. And this full sleeve one is longer, but it's much slimmer in comparison. I hope you guys can see it properly. But this one, what's unique about it is that it actually fits a sleeved card. So this is obviously a Dragon Shield sleeve, and you can fit it in here. It snaps shut and it opens like that. So it opens like that, you can take it apart and then you can put it back in like this. And this fits right inside the same compartment for the Commander display, and it fits inside the box as well. So that's the first difference we have, which is the GameGenic box really only fits the GameGenic mini snap. It's a very tight fit, as you can see. And obviously it's just not going to fit the full sleeve mini snap. It doesn't really even fit in the box properly. But honestly, if you're just looking for a Commander display in front, both of these are going to suit the purpose really well. Alright, so next we're going to compare the compactness of it. And starting with the Sidekick Pro, like I said, you can fold this over and everything becomes compact, whether it's open or closed. And same thing for this 3D printed box. This is actually the lid, which is magnetically secured underneath. So it slides open like this, and then you step it below. So everything is kind of compact, you don't have multiple pieces falling apart. And as for the dice tray, this is where it gets quite interesting for the Sidekick Pro. What they've done is essentially have another flap that opens to the side. So in order to get to this, you have to open two flaps, I guess. And then you take it out, and I guess you put it somewhere and you close it back while you're using the dice. And as for our deck box, well, kind of the same thing. If the lid is on, there's no way for you to remove the dice box. So you kind of have to slide the lid off just a bit and remove the dice tray like this. The dice tray slides open, there's a lid, and then you can slide the lid below to kind of keep it everything, compact. I will say now that looking at these compartments, one is clearly bigger than the other one. So like I said, this can also be used as a token compartment, whereas this one, I don't think it can fit any cards. So yeah, it's going to be too small for you to put any cards inside, whereas this one can be a token compartment or miscellaneous counters that you need to keep inside. Now, however, when it comes to comparing the actual size of the products, this one that we're looking at for our deck box, this is actually the large version. So it comes in 4 different sizes. We have small, medium, large, and extra large. So the small size is designed to just fit 100 single sleeved cards. I'll put all the other numbers up there. You can fit a certain amount of double sleeve cards and triple sleeve cards as well. And the medium size is designed to fit 100 double sleeved cards, but specifically double sleeved in the sense that you're using inner sleeves and then the normal sleeves outside. But for the large and the extra large sizes, these boxes are really designed to fit the decks that are sleeved with the big outer sleeves as well. So those take up a lot more space. So this large one is meant to fit 100 double sleeved cards. You can technically fit triple sleeved cards in these if the triple sleeves are thin enough. And then, like I said, the extra large ones, these are really big. These are meant to fit 100 triple sleeved cards. So these cards are all triple sleeved with the inner sleeves, the art sleeves, and the outer sleeves as well. And you can fit 100 of them in there, as well as 10 or so tokens. So in comparison, the GameGenic Sidekick Pro, there's no problem fitting in 100 single sleeve cards or 100 double sleeved cards. But the point to note is that they only fit the double sleeve cards in the sense that it's the inner sleeve and the normal sleeve. So once you put the third layer sleeve on top, even 100 double sleeve cards with, let's say, just the art card and the outer sleeve, it just doesn't fit in here. So in terms of the actual sizing of the box, I'm going to use the medium size one as a fairer basis of comparison with the GameGenic one because they fit roughly the same amount of cards. And you can see straight away that, well, the GameGenic one is slightly taller and it's also thicker. So this kind of makes sense because their dice tray is underneath, so it's much taller, and ours is really just longer in length once you add the deck box compartment in. And I do want to point this out because while I love GameGenic as a brand, I think they make great products, and I think this is a great standalone deck box. One reason why I like their products is because they all work well together. And unfortunately, this one does not work with the GameGenic Dungeon, which is what I use to really store all of my decks. It's actually too wide to fit inside the GameGenic Dungeon, which is really why I designed this in the first place, because I wanted something that could fit in a GameGenic Dungeon that could store all the cards I needed, plus dice, and have the display in front. So while I do really like the Sidekick Pro, I think this is one of the failings of it, unfortunately. But anyway, I've pretty much covered all the criteria, all the comparisons, and the last thing I want to talk about is the price point for both of these boxes. So the GameGenic Sidekick Pro, I found it here in Singapore. I bought it online for $50 exactly, and this of course included the Commander display, the mini snap in front. And ours, which is just launched on our newly revamped website, starts at $26, so that's half the price. But that's for the small one, and it doesn't include the dice attachment. It does not include the mini snaps in front, because like I said, you can choose which kind of mini snaps you want and just add on either $3 or $4 for that. And if you want the dice compartment at the back, it's $12 for each compartment. And now I do know that there are differences in terms of material, in terms of packaging, in terms of branding, and personally, I do feel that the GameGenic has a very high quality premium feel to it, whereas ours is obviously 3D printed, made of plastic filament. So there is a difference in terms of material, but I think that's where a lot of different things can be done to these deck boxes to really personalize it and make it your own. For example, I just went online and bought some sticker felt material, and I cut it up and pasted it inside the box to kind of mimic that felt velvety feeling inside the boxes. And honestly, it works great. It really dampens the sound from the dice tray. It helps provide more friction at the bottom for the cards so they don't slide around so much. And as you can see from the side where we've printed our branding, there are a ton of customization options available as well. So to be honest, all of this stuff is still in the works. I do want to add on more customization options, more features, more add-ons in the future. And speaking about customization, if you have a 3D printer, we actually sell the 3D files online on the web store as well. So you can go pick that up. It's gonna cost so much cheaper than actually buying a deck box. But of course, you do have to go and get the magnets yourself and stick it in yourself if you want that feature. Alright, so I think that's it for the review. I think I went through everything I wanted to talk about. Like I said at the start, I think both are still fantastic options if you're looking for a premium Commander deck box that has a display in front, that has a compact form factor, that fits all your cards and your dice. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your comments down below, and thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Bye bye.